Well, it's a two-part story, and it starts off with my favorite English teacher. The reason that I became a teacher in large part was because of this person, and his name was Mr. Grange. Mr. Grange was an older man. He was in his late 60s probably when he was teaching my class, and knew everything that you could possibly ask him about the subject of English or literature and writing. He was on top of things, and even though he was much older, he was full of life and vitality. And one of the things that he would do was cite Grangerian law, and those were basically just laws of grammar or things about literature that we need to know. Grangerian law 13C, only conditional prepositions should follow a clause or sentence, things like this. And I, being the extreme English student that I was, I used to actually write down all of the Grangerian laws that he would rattle off whenever he'd say, this was Grangerian law 23A, whatever. I would write down what they were. Fast forward several years, I'm a 3-year college student, and I have this very pompous English professor. The kind of person who just embodies the stereotypical pompous professor. Nose turned up, not very approachable. And in a paper for his class, I thought it would be fun to cite an article of Grangerian law. And I still remember what it was. I went to my notebook because it was a relevant point to what I was trying to bring up, and I cited Grangerian law 56B, nature craves balance. When I turned in the paper, I couldn't wait to get it back and see what he said. Obviously he wasn't going to have any idea what Grangerian law was, and I didn't include that in the paper itself. I just, I cited it, Grangerian law. And I got the paper back, and I eagerly dove into it, looking for that particular spot in the paper. And I thumbed through it. Here it is. And he didn't write anything down on it. He just moved along in the paper and made other notes and corrections and things. And I went up to him after class, and I said, "Professor, I'm very impressed that you knew what Grangerian law was." And he said to me, "Well, you should give us full professors more credit. We're more well-read than what you might assume." And I just smiled and walked away.